Okay, so I'm going to be honest with you. I turned off the ASU game because I was a little frustrated. It was super late for me because obviously I'm 3 hours ahead.
Yeah.
And I turned it off. And I remember I woke up the next morning like afraid to check my phone because I was scared that USC had lost. So I'm going to ask you your thoughts on the full performance. I ended up watching the highlights after, but I definitely wasn't very happy in the first half.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of us Trojan fans probably were, a little disgruntled or just not happy at all. But
Yeah,
when I think about it, though, honestly, Kristen, we just got to be honest. I talked about it before. I said it's a trap game. This is
you
one of them
did.
games where you be looking ahead and you're looking at CU. Obviously, um, when you analyze football, we know CU probably isn't where they need to be yet.
Yeah.
But we also knew that they were going on a crazy run. So when people were like, "Oh, they might be undefeated. Oh, that might be college game." I know how it is. We probably were reading the clippings. People were feeling themselves. I
Yeah.
think though, when you go at a halftime and you calm down a little bit, with a quarterback like Caleb, nothing's really too, unless you're down 40 points, it's nothing that you can't get fixed. So, when you see him on the sideline, taking his deep breath or talking to the teammates, pumping them guys up or laughing with Lincoln, to me, it's like, okay, they realize a sense of urgency and they'll get the job done. But I played in a few games or enough games to understand that when you're coming off a bye week, yes, you're supposed to be, all the kinks are supposed to be rubbed out and you're supposed to have a smooth game. But when you're USC and you're ranked in the top five, everybody you have a bullseye. So the games that you think you're going to blow out, I can go back to my games. We were losing at halftime, and we came back and we ended up beating them by 21. You're going to get everybody's best shot.
Yeah.
There's not going to be a team, even Colorado this week. It's not like you're going to go out there and they're not going to give you the first half of full shots and full fire. We're going to get that, but it's how do you guys respond?
Mhm.
How do you guys, maintain this? And the defense again. We have holes that we need to fix. I don't know. We get guys drafted. I feel every year we got Kincaid drafted last year. This guy Scatterborough.
I know.
What's his
I
name?
feel like we make the case
Yeah.
for them, right? Like,
Like, yeah, once they see that they can do it against USC, it's like, oh yeah, you're getting drafted. But that the running back, he had a field day on us. So, um, I just think that the off week jitters and just getting back out there, I can say is a part of that. You know what I mean? But it still scares me. I don't like it. I don't like to see stuff like that. I don't like to see how easy some of the Arizona State points is coming. I thought that the defense maybe were, just playing at a little better level or higher level. But,
yeah.
hopefully we'll see something better this week. But yeah, I wasn't too happy with the performance either.
Before we get to maybe some of the areas of concern that came out in this game, let's focus on the positive because I think there were definitely a few positive things we saw against ASU. Like one, the emergence of Brendan Rice and like him
Yeah.
being a leader in the wide receiving core. And then two, I think I saw your tweet kind of about, wanting to get back to the days of like where running the ball
Running.
was primary
Yeah.
for USC. But I mean, I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but I am happy to see like Lloyd and the production that he's having there. I'm
Yeah.
just curious, like your take on those two players.
Well, Brendan Rice, come on. When we're honest with ourselves, we got to
Yeah,
be honest. His dad is the greatest
yeah, that's
receiver
true.
of all time. So, like, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. It may take a little longer to develop, or it
Yeah,
might take a little longer for everything to come together. But clearly, he has all the tools. He can catch the ball. He focused. He blocks downfield
yeah,
tremendously. His hands is amazing. Wonderful kid. So that's all pluses, pluses. When you look at the running game, and I said it before, like people are like, oh, we ran the ball just as many times as we passed the ball. And it's like, no, we ran the ball towards the end when you got to run the ball, and yes, those numbers add up. But there's no way in hell when I look up and, like a guy like Lloyd has 11 carries for
that's crazy.
122
Yeah,
yards. And, we're only up 7 points to me, like I'm not taking shots at nobody. What I'm saying is the run game helps take the pressure off of Caleb.
heck
So if
yeah,
you keep running it, naturally you have nothing to do but load up the box and try to take away the run. And Caleb's going to have those throws down the field, or you're going to take the pressure off of him. When we just line up and you have three pass plays and you run off the field, you're putting the defense in the bind. They just probably came off a scoring play. Now they got to go right back out there. That's what I mean by that. People take it the wrong way. You can take it how you want. Yeah. I like if your running back has 11 carries again for 122 yards, he should have probably 20 carries for 222 yards. Let's ride this train and see how far it takes us. If you get a first down every carry, I don't see what the problem is.
Yeah, I feel like people feel some type of way whenever like you put out something like that, where I don't really think it's like a controversial take. But I am curious, like with the way college, even the NFL has like developed over the last few years. Obviously, it's like a passing league now, and I think college football is kind of following in that trend. How do you get back to the days where like I remember like when we were watching like you and Reg, like it just seemed so much more balanced. Like, is there a way to get back to that, or have we just kind of gone away so far from that, where it's like really all about the quarterback and the receivers, and then the run game is just secondary?
Yeah, we're in the air raid days, and maybe years from now we'll get back to it. But right now, the way that the rules are made, it's made for the offenses and the receivers to score and get as many yards as they possibly can. But that still doesn't take away the fact that when the run game is popping, you still should ride the wave. People. I'm not taking nothing away from Caleb, Taj, Dorian, Mario, the loot runner. Those are great. They're all phenomenal players, and I know that when the ball's in their hand, they can make a play and get things. They'll make it.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that to take the pressure off of Matt Leinart, they would hand the ball to Reggie Bush. They would hand the ball to myself. And then guess what? The play action pass or whatever you want to call it was wide open down the field. So that's what it is. Obviously, Lincoln is a guru when it comes to calling plays. But I think sometimes, and this is just all of us, naturally you get caught up into the Caleb Williams hype train so much that he can make plays that we forget that, yes, the guy is right here with 10 carries over 100 yards. Let's see what else he can do,
Yeah. Okay. We're going to go back to the negative because, I mean, obviously, even though Colorado maybe is not as phenomenal as everybody, thought they were going to be after the first, 2 games of the season, definitely, I think, a step up in terms of the challenge that USC is going to face from ASU to Colorado. They're playing at Colorado. What are like the 3 biggest things that you think USC needs to look at this ASU game and fix coming into this week of practice?
Stop all the easy runs. Naturally, you're going to have runs where you can't do nothing about the guys that's tough running, and sometimes you break tackles, you wrap up. That stuff like that happens in football games. But when you giving a guy, 15, 20 yards down the field, and plays. It's just that gives these people confidence. It gives the teams confidence, and now the coaches over there giving them all the rah-rah speeches, and they really believe that they can play with us. And deep down inside, everybody on that sideline knows that they can't.
They can't.
Right? So it's like, eliminate the easy runs. I think we need turnovers. Turnovers create when the defense creates turnovers. Not only does it hype them up and get them, ready to do more out there. Yeah. Obviously, it gives the offense the ball back and we score quick points. But I also would just like to see that. I would like to see our defense play lights out. Yes, Travis Hunter's not playing. Shador Sanders is, he's a phenomenal athlete. He's still one of those guys. If you give him an opportunity, he's going to make us look crazy. So I think that when you have a sack, get the sack. He's going to extend the play. So you guys got to cover in the backfield. Understand that they're going to be extended plays. You might have to cover for a little longer, and I think that we'll be all right. Again, our offense is not where I'm not really worried about that. Although I should be, because I feel like we should have scored 60 points on Arizona State.
So many pre-snap penalties was so weird to watch.
Again, when you come off a bye week, reading all them damn clippings, and everybody's telling you you're the shit, of course you're going to naturally you go out there and you play like shit. So hopefully they took all those clippings and threw them away, got back to the drawing board and understands like, listen, nobody's going to go out there and win these games but us. We got to the things that you can't control, those the pre-snap penalties, those are all mental errors. So mentally you can be in the game. That's what we need you to do. Mentally, let's focus in. Let's be razor sharp. Naturally, things on the field happen, but if you can avoid the mental mistakes, then we'll be a great team out there.
What is the danger in taking on a Colorado team that was, to put it nicely, no, that's not even nicely. They were embarrassed at Oregon. Yeah. What is the danger in taking on a team that's fresh off a loss like that and is really just trying to redeem themselves?
Well, like Deion said, man, it's, when you got to take Deion stuff for at face value. He's telling you better get me now because this is the worst I will be, and he's telling you like everybody before the season start. Let's not. What's wrong with people sometimes that they get caught up into the media,
Yeah.
and what's going on. Everybody knew before this season started that Deion was rebuilding. We knew that he had 80 new transfers or whatnot. The fact that they came out riding a high wave, that's unbelievable. That's just to show you how great of a coach he really is. So what scares me about this is coming off of a loss like that is that he's telling his team, we have nothing to lose. We are the laughing stock already. Everybody thinks we're going to lose or get blown out by USC. What if we go out here and shock the world, though? So that's the thing. It's like, and the kids are looking like, why not shock the world? Again, when you have a culture and teams that people believe anything is possible, and on any given Sunday, the ball doesn't bounce your way, a PI isn't called, then all of a sudden you're in a dogfight with a team that you probably shouldn't be. But the thing that scares about me is Deion and his confidence. It's like he knows where he's at with his team. He's telling his team exactly who they are. It's not like he's saying, hey, we're a national championship team. He's telling them, no, we're rebuilding. It's like, you better get me now while you can because I'm coming for you guys. So that's, to me, that's where the scare is because, again, we have nothing to lose. We're already, again, a laughing stock of the college football season. So, and I don't think they're really a laughing stock. I think Deion did a great job. Oregon was a different team. And
Oregon's just a better team. Yeah.
And you don't have a star like Travis Hunter out there. I honestly believe Travis Hunter out there, he changes the game 50%. I think they scored 3 or 4 touchdowns. It's not no blowout like that at all. I think he locks up, one half of the field, so the game becomes a whole different ball game. It sucks that he's not going to play against us. I hope he gets really healthy and gets out there truly fast because he is a truly unbelievable unicorn.
Yeah, he is.
He is the best player that I've seen play football since, like the Reggies. And Reggie was just an offensive guy, but to see what he's able to do on both sides and never come off the field is unreal. So I hope he gets healthy soon, and I wish we could have played against him.
Yeah, just a little caveat on that. Like, I'm never really the type to like shine a light on other teams. So I'm USC through and through. But that little clip that they put out where he's like texting Deion, like, I need to play.
I gotta play.
I think that's just like the type of player anybody wants on their team, right? Like someone who just wants to get out there, like, and then Deion being like, no, you got to get better. But like, I just thought that was so cool. And I wish he was playing too, even though I am scared about this game for USC.
Right. But see, that shows you a lot about just Deion. Everybody thinks it's about coaching or clicks. Everybody's taking shots at Deion, talking about the social media. Everybody knows this day and age when you're recruiting, you need that. Kids around the world are looking at Deion and they want to see the Rolls Royce trucks. They want to see who's at practice. They want to see that because that's a part of the new recruiting world.
I agree.
So hands up, Deion, continue to run your program the way you are. The same people that's talking about you're going to be wanting to, ride the coattail, ride the wagon, want to come coach with you one day. The player going to send their players to come play for you. I take my hat off to him because, again, I know it's a USC based show and I get it. But when you're talking about like what he's doing for the kids and the fact that, your career and you're going to do way more bigger and better things than just this one game. Like that should show you what type of man and person he is. And guys around the world, you guys should be scared of Deion because when you see him coaching like that, there's going to be players that they can't wait to play for somebody that knows that love them. Because some of the times it's such a business with this game, and we hired the Lincolns, we hired the Petes, and they're in and out for the contracts. And I'm not saying that's what they're here for now, but when you see a guy that texts you, "I love you," after after somebody messes up, or when you're getting blown out, he's going up to each one of his guys on the sideline and he's still embracing them. You can't teach that nowhere, man. They're gonna have hell to pay. You keep messing with that, you climb up the wrong tree, it's gonna be hard to get down. I'll tell you that.
So for Saturday, if you look back, like you were on a USC team that was highly ranked, that, you're getting everybody's best shot, that the team, like you said, maybe you're going against is like, well, we got nothing to lose. Like, let's shock everybody. Yeah. What is your mentality need to be like if you're a player right now on USC, knowing that honestly, there's some people right now talking in the media saying, USC isn't really the pinnacle of the Pac-12 right now. It's Oregon, it's Washington. Like, sure, you're winning, but what is your mentality need to be like going into this game?
I think honestly, the mentality is it has to be, well, first and foremost, we're not worried about what everybody else is saying. if you're a real Trojan, you ain't thinking about nowhere near what the media is saying about you. You're locking in with your guys. Lincoln's the leader. He's going to come in and tell you, yes, we probably didn't have the best performance last week, but the fact of the matter is it's a W. We'll move on from this game. We'll correct the mistakes. But now this is what's at stake is the biggest game of the season because it's the next game.
Yeah.
And we have CU. You can't overlook anybody. Yes, the hype's going to be there. We know Matt in the big college, the noon kickoff. Everybody's going to be there. I know I'm going to be there. We're going to probably see Lil Wayne or who knows who's going to be on the sideline, right? But the fact that you are USC and this is what you've been seeing, like we are Hollywood. So this is nothing new. Yep. I think the mentality for us stays the same. Go out there, handle business. This is work. Treat it like work, get back on the plane, and then we'll come back home and have fun. But I think that's what's being hammered into those guys right now is that, we're here for work. How great do you guys want to be? Like, this is what's up at hand. We're not worried about Deion in a sense. Yes, we know what he got going up on there, but everything's about us. If we play the way Trojans know how to play, the offense handles, and scores quick like they know how to. If the defense steps up and get us turnover, then there's nothing that we can say other than we'll have a victory at the end of the game.
And just finally along those lines, like having watched the Oregon game, what do you think is the biggest thing Lincoln, this coaching staff, is taking away from the way Oregon was kind of able to manhandle Colorado? Like, what do you think they are taking away from watching that film? Because I'm sure they're watching that.
Yeah, of course you have to.
Yeah.
I mean, but weeks change from week to week. But if you're looking at that film, then you've seen that obviously we can pass on them. With Travis Hunter down, they have I think a freshman out there playing cornerback right now, and I'm not saying he's not good by no means, but it takes a while to get up to this level. So if you're looking at that film and that tape from last week, you have to feel like we can throw the ball on them.
Yeah,
Caleb, you're gonna spread them out, but also again, with what Lloyd had and what he done last week, and you've seen what Oregon was able to do with the beef up front.
Yep.
I think that we come out, we run the ball aggressively early to show them that, yes, we have this run game. I think the run game helps clear it off for Caleb. And I think obviously Caleb has a big day in the air, but I think that Lloyd definitely still probably has over 100 yards. I think he shot over 100 yards in the first half.
What is your scoring prediction? I feel like this one is a little hard to maybe make of what you think is going to happen scoring wise.
I would say 56-21.
Okay.
Maybe even 49-21. But I think that we put up enough points. I think Shador and them at home, they're still a decent team enough to get some points on the board. Yeah. And also, I'm just not confident enough to say our defense is going to play lights out after what I've seen last week.
Yeah, I agree.
They just give up too many easy things sometimes. And, I think sometimes they might let their guard down thinking Shador is, going to check down or throw it out. And then somebody be, behind the defense. So hopefully they're listening to me. But what do I know? I only played in 3 straight national championship games.
You have no pedigree, Lendale. Come on now.
But yeah. Hopefully they're listening. But again, if the guys play like they're capable of, listen to what Trojan ball is. And everybody people probably say like, what is that? But it's know what you're capable of. We play against the best at USC in practice every day. So if you bring that same stuff you do on that field out to the game, it should be, I'm not going to say cakewalk, but you should walk away with a W for sure.